The day we have all been waiting for as USMNT fans is finally here. Berhalter has released, finally, his 26-man squad for this year's FIFA World Cup. These are the group of players going to be playing for us, repping the USA at the big stage, the biggest stage in world soccer. And yes, it's called soccer. Once we beat England, we'll see it's called soccer, okay? This roster had a lot of ups and downs, surprises. I know by now we've all, if you're watching it, we've all have seen the players on. We've all seen our community's response to it, whether it's YouTube videos or Twitters or tweets. I mean, on Twitter, I sound like a boomer. We get it, okay? I'm here just to talk about it in my perspective, my opinion, and add my input to this roster because this is an iconic, historic moment for a lot of players and for us as fans. It's been almost like 8 years since we've seen a World Cup roster. I'm ready to go. So here it is in all of its glory. I'm not going to go through every single player. Like I said, we've all have been down this road again. We've seen all the players already by now. Let's talk about some surprises, though. So some players that were good and bad that surprised me, in my opinion. Again, this video is not to bash any of our players. I really want the best out of our players. I want all of the players playing here to give it their all, to come into this tournament in high spirits and ready and in charge and ready to go, whether they're playing MLS, outside of MLS. I think right now this is what we got. So we're just going to make the best of it and root for all these players to succeed, because if they each in every single one of them do succeed, then in general the USA is going to succeed at the national stage this tournament. And if the USA does well in this tournament, then soccer continues its historic rise here in America. So let's just keep that in mind before we start bashing our players, bashing where they play, or bashing, that they even got called up. And, and I know some people got snubbed, and I'm going to make a video of the biggest snubs for this roster. But for now, let's check it out. The biggest highlights for me, surprises at least, Haji Ray really surprised me. I was sitting here having one of my drinks, watching this roster announcement on TV. It was really a good moment. I felt really excited again for the World Cup. It's been really not exciting for me up and coming, but now I'm gonna have time to watch it, and I'm actually going to be able to enjoy it. I haven't been able to enjoy a World Cup in 8 years because the USA was not in it. Peru played last World Cup and they sucked. Okay, Argentina played and they broke my heart. Messi was heartbroken, and that means so was I. Okay. This is a roster we have, and like I said earlier, we're gonna make the best of it. We're gonna stay positive. The whole community is angry all the time. I get it. All right, we all want certain players to be playing and MLS players not to be here, but this is what we got. So just shut the fuck up. So back to the biggest surprises of the players that really surprised me here. Haji Wright, like I'm saying, I didn't know that he was even on the freaking radar for Berhalter. I thought it was going to be Pepe, Josh Sargent, Ferreira, the top three, maybe Daryl DK as a random surprise, P-Fock. But I really thought that Haji Wright was kind of long in the distance. He didn't make his debut like earlier this year, like in June camp or something like that. But after that, I kind of thought he was like a distant memory in Berhalter's mind, but I guess he was kind of low-key on the side watching him. He did come out and say that it was either between P-Fuck or Haji Wright, and he decided that Haji Wright was the better option right now. And I'm not too mad about it. Haji Wright is a towering presence. He's strong, he's pacey. He's clinical in front of goal. He is scoring goals consistently in the Turkish league, which that league itself is not an easy league. It is a strong league. I would say it's a stronger league than MLS. It's got crazy ass fans, crazy atmosphere. He's consistently starting every single game for his team, playing almost every minute of the game this season so far. So he is in prime form, ready to go. That can't be said for most of the players here on our roster, because some of them obviously playing MLS, and the season's been over for weeks, and some of them didn't make it to the MLS playoffs or finals, so they've kind of not been playing in a real competitive game as of late, and that's obviously a problem for most people and for me too. So I would definitely see that as an issue in terms of fitness and game ready fitness. I was indeed surprised to see Zach Steffen not be here. I thought the rumors were just rumors. I was kind of hoping they were, but you know what? I'm okay with Ethan Horvath here. I'm okay with that Matt Turner. Sean Johnson, I don't believe he will be starting games. He's always been in the mix for Berhalter as a third choice goalkeeper, and he's kind of there as like a veteran player, as like a motivator, as a coach almost. If he does get a game, good for him. I hope he performs well. But I expect Turner to start every game, whether Zach Steffen was here or not. I expected Turner to be the number one starter in all of the games. Maybe Ethan Horvath will get a game there too, depending maybe how the group stage goes. If we win both games in the beginning and we got a playoff game against Iran at the end to close out the group stage, we don't really need to win, but just to claim top spot, then maybe I could see Ethan Horvath play in that last final group stage match. But again, I think Matt Turner is the lock starter. I'm glad to see Cameron Carter-Vickers here as well from Celtic, captaining that team. He's doing really well. I have to apologize if you're watching this, bro, which I'm sure you're not. But if you are, a big apology to you because I've always roasted you on this channel. I've always said like he's kind of overrated, playing for Spurs, being loaned out. He's like freaking loaned out all the time. He's just, that potential is fake. Like he's overrated. But in time, he has proven himself. He's doing really well. I said the same thing about Weston McKennie, and look at McKennie now. He's one of our best players to date. And could be one of the best players of all time. But Cameron Carter-Vickers, good to see you on here. It's really good. Shaq Moore was surprising to see too. I didn't really think that he was on the radar either. I think that we were good with right backs with Serginho Dest, DeAndre Yedlin. I expected to be a lock as well. Joe Scally could play right back or left back. I get it, but it just seemed weird to call up so many right backs. In my opinion, I wouldn't have gone for Shaq Moore. Maybe like try to find another left back, but I know left backs is really slim. We have Sam Vines, who's injured, George Bello, and I don't know, Hollenshed was doing good this year, but he really wasn't in the mix at all for Berhalter anytime this year. Glad to see Gio Reyna fit. Glad to see Luca Del Torre fit. Glad to see Christian Pulisic fit and doing well. Again, I don't want to jinx anybody, but everyone's coming in here fit and ready to go. I know there were injury scares with Tyler Adams, with McKennie, with Luca De La Torre, Matt Turner, but everyone looks like they're being on the upside of recovery, so that looks good for me, looks good for them, looks good for all of us. So everyone's happy. Hee hee ha ha. I know people are really salty about Christian Roldan and Jordan Morris. Those two seem to be like the biggest names that people are being thrown around right now. And I totally understand that. I totally get that they are maybe not everyone's favorite first choice or even third choice. But I don't get it. And those are two players, in my opinion, I could see being easily replaceable with all respect to them. But I just think that playing for Seattle, not playing the playoffs, or even getting to the final, like not playing for weeks now until the World Cup starts, whereas some of these players are playing with their other clubs in Europe or elsewhere, consistently playing more soccer and game-ready fitness. Like I said earlier, they had the game-ready fitness, and that we all know that's different besides just training. So I want to see what they can bring to the table. Will Roldan get a bunch of games? I don't know if Roldan will get a bunch of games. He might. Or Luca Del Torre might get it. Tyler Adams might soak up most of that. It depends on the formation. It depends on Greg Berhalter's system. Right? We all know that. I am glad to see Tim Ream on here. I know he is older, but he does bring some good strength and solid backlineness to the defense area. He might not be the fastest or best defender we have, but he is most experienced, and DeAndre Yedlin is actually the only player on this roster who has any sort of World Cup experience. So the last time we had a World Cup, he was a young kid coming on the scene for Seattle Sounders. Just after that, got to move to Spurs, but and quickly loaned out, but whatever. But yeah, so now he's older, he's more mature. Now he's bringing on the new generation like Serginho Dest, Joe Scally. So now it's cool to see it all come full circle. So that's kind of poetic. All in all, that is my quick thoughts on the roster. I would probably give it maybe a grade rating, like a C+ overall in terms of how good I think this roster is. I would mark on my comment card somewhat satisfied on this roster. Let me know how you guys feel about the roster down below and who you think will be the biggest surprise to perform well at this World Cup. Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.